Hi there, my name is Kaylee.
I'm not Shay.
And I'm paying off some big debt in the Big Apple. And oh no.
And fireworks! We did it! It's the 100th episode!
It's not that. My brother's here. This is Kenny.
Kinda.
Kinda. That's gonna be nothing but jokes. My brother just got his own lease in New York City.
Yeah.
For the first, well, not the first time technically.
Technically.
But his first real lease that is a length of time, that is longer than 1 month. And it's a place where he will pay bills that are in his name.
Yes.
And have furniture.
And I don't have to use Kaylee's address to get mail anymore.
And he can get mail in his own home. So, I got Kenny on YNAB a while ago.
Probably a year.
Yeah, when you moved out here.
Yeah.
We got him on YNAB.
I think when I was living with you in July of last year.
Mm-hmm. And he's been keeping up with it, but he does not budget to the extent that I budget.
No.
Which is crazy, which I understand. So he does...
I thought you were saying that I'm crazy, but
no
I'm glad we recognize the problem in this room.
But he's moving. He's got new bills, new expenses, and some questions about what he can afford as far as student loan payments, as those are likely changing soon. So there's a lot going on in his financial life.
Yes.
And
Too
much. And he volunteered to sit down and record this video. It was your idea.
It was kind of, but also I knew it would make you happy.
It will.
And
you happy.
And you allowed me to stay with you rent-free for the past
week or so. Yeah.
11 days.
So we are going to look at Kenny's budget as it stands right now and update some things and figure out what he can afford for some other things and just see how things are going. So what you're about to see is Kenny's budget on YNAB, which, if you don't know, is You Need a Budget, and it's a great software that I very much enjoy. And you too can budget, even if you don't budget to the extreme detail that I budget.
This is a more realistic budget for normal people.
Mine is realistic for
Kaylee's.
You
have to be a Kaylee, and this is more of a Kenny budget. Do you want to do like a talk me through your budget first kind of thing?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so what do you got going right this moment, right now in your budget?
Yeah, so this is all set up for when I was living in the previous situation. So like that rent and utilities does not currently reflect what I'm going to be paying. But I also don't fully know what I'm going to be paying in utilities yet because we can't set that up. And this student loan is what I had before both this move and my promotion I just got. So that hasn't changed either. And then I'm waiting on some stuff to happen to figure out what my phone bill is going to be, because unfortunately my dad is no longer paying my phone bill.
Yeah, we had to go on our own family plan. So me, Kenny, and Shay are going to be our own little Verizon family plan here shortly.
Yeah.
So he has gained some expenses in the last...
literally like 10 days.
Yeah,
I gained about $500 of expenses I didn't previously have.
Yeah.
Which is, as they say in the business, no bueno.
No bueno.
So my groceries budget.
What is your target right now?
It is
$40 a week because you weren't cooking very much.
I wasn't cooking very much because my previous living situation also featured a crazy person.
A crazy man.
So I couldn't cook in the kitchen. So my groceries budget was really a snack budget from the Dollar General I lived nearby. So Doritos, Takis, what have you. The healthy diet of any young man. And then alternative food styles is basically anything that wasn't from a grocery store. So eating out.
This is McDonald's.
Dinner. If Kaylee paid for something, they would usually qualify under that. Transportation is just obviously taking the subway to and from places, Lyft rides, etc. Incidentals is anything that just kind of popped up for me throughout a month. I've overspent on that pretty massively.
Because this is your bed.
Yeah, that's my bed. I had to buy a bed, and so that is incidentally a thing that happened. And then moving was something I started saving for last month. Well, just assigning money to last month, so it isn't super huge. And as you can tell, it's already gotten way out of my budget that I had set aside. But hey, that's part of what figuring this out it's all about. And then my go-home budget is for flying back to California. whenever I can, and so that one is
They know we're from California.
Yeah, that one's about $25 every month. I just set that aside, let that grow, and then so when I am trying to figure that out, I go, oh, I've already set aside however much money for round trip tickets. Little treats, I think
Separate from alternative food styles.
Yes, it is very important that because again, alternative food styles was made before I was like when I was still cooking in that kitchen when I had different roommates there.
Mm-hmm.
So then groceries has changed a lot, and so has alternative food styles. But yeah, little treats is just you need some little treats in your life to get through budgeting. If you are sticking to a super strict budget, you're not going to survive. And so that's for Kenny.
That's for Kenny.
And then gaming budget, if I want to buy some video games, I set aside
we
some
do be
money
gaming
every month for that. And then drinking, I partake and would like to continue to do so. That budget is always way lower than it always ends up actually being because drinking in New York City is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't talk about that one until you're there and drinking and you're like, oh, rats.
That's how they get you.
And then the emergency fund is everything I have currently parked in my high yield savings account. I think, do I need to update that? No, I did already.
No, that's the number is bang on here. These numbers, this is technically the same as this, I think.
I think so.
So, do you want to cover your overspending here?
Yes,
just while we're here.
Just while we're here, we can.
Because it does make my brain hurt. So one thing Kenny does that he's going to keep doing, so I've stopped trying to talk him out of it, is he just keeps all of his money here and then covers overspending after his spending happens.
You can't budget for all of life's happenings.
You can budget for some things.
You can budget for some things, but I usually, I even cheat and just hit the assign underfunded
Just
thing.
hit the underfunded.
Yeah, I just cheat that way.
That's not cheating. It's there for a reason. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so this savings account fund
Yeah, the
here,
Chase savings, I don't even know why I still have that account open.
So
I think
you're
I
not-
got a
but
deal
you're
from
just-
Chase for it.
you're not married to that money living anywhere in your budget in particular.
Not particularly. That can, honestly, if anything, it can just be considered like more emergency fund because I don't plan on accessing it for anything.
Well, do you want to put that $500.09 in here then?
We can. Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, you
That
don't
makes
have
more
to.
sense than not putting it somewhere.
Okay, so that's how much money you actually have in your checking account.
That is not
currently assigned to
some
anything.
function. Yes.
So that covered all of your incidentals, which is just this isn't. I'm gonna laugh at him the whole time. This is not a wrong way to budget. This is just so different from how I do it, and he's probably gonna end this whole process much different than how I do it, and that is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start at the top and start editing your targets and stuff if you'd like.
So rent/mortgage, that's more of a dream title than it is a real.
I think it's probably just what YNAB called it when he started it.
So rent is now. Well, I've actually got to figure out how much.
Oh,
me and
did you guys decide on?
We decided that one of us would pay more, but we didn't. It was either going to be 50 or 100. Should you just call it 100?
Call it. Let's plan for 100, and then ask her, and then maybe ask her and say we decided on 50, right?
For this video, call it 1,400.
1,400. I don't recommend scamming your roommates.
Don't watch this video, Lisa.
If you're Kenny's roommate, look away. Utilities. You will have your Wi-Fi.
It's a $90 bill, so split into is 45, and then however much.
And you want to just keep both of those together?
Yeah.
Plus, okay, and so for Con Ed for us, we budget $150 a month, and during the winter months, that's more than we need, and in the summer months, that's less than we need. So we save the extra from the $150 throughout all the winter months, so that way during the summer it kind of helps. But I will say this last summer did not last very long.
Yeah, because it has been a hot summer.
It's a hot summer.
So let's call it, especially because
you guys will be cutting it in half. So it's a very similarly sized apartment. So if you wanted to do 100 and just let it roll over,
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then look at you already. That's actually less than you were doing. So you're up 420, but you're down $15. We're moving in the right direction.
I'm finding money everywhere in this budget.
Your phone. We don't know how much this is going to cost.
Do
you want to set a target for it now?
Well, so when we were at the Verizon store,
yes,
when we were looking at 3, because what it looks like it's now going
It's
to
going to
be.
be 3 of us
It
on
was 45 ducks each. So
45 duckaroonies.
Just a couple ducks.
Plus,
Yeah.
it was 19 for your insurance that you have for
But I'm
now.
going to drop that down to 12.
Yeah, so we'll say 12. YNAB does math. We can't, but YNAB, well, he can't. I can't.
I can do math.
I
Don't
can't do
lump
math.
me in with you, okay? You can budget, I can math.
Which is, yeah, I can budget as long as there's something to do math for me. So 57 would, in theory, again, we'll know the exact number later, but I think it's a good start. It's actually not terrible.
Not terrible. Not great, but
not great.
Much higher than the 0.
Much higher than the 0.
And I missed the 0.
The 0 was good. Groceries.
Okay.
You were doing 40 a week.
I was previous. That used to be $250 a month. And then,
do you like the budgeting by week?
That one depended on, like, well, because groceries, I think I ended up just changing that to $40 a month because that was how much I was.
That's about what was happening anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one I'm good with per week because, like, I need groceries every single week, and now I have a kitchen to cook in.
Yep.
So I'll be cooking again.
Yeah, we budget by week because we both work for the same company, and we get paid every Friday. So
every
budgeting
Friday.
by week kind of makes sense because you get paid every week.
Yeah. So that one, I don't know, up until like 50 for now, and then that one I will play with as I actually
we'll figure
live
it out
a life
as you go and get to be a person again.
Yeah, that would be nice.
What are you budgeting for alternative food styles? 30 a week? You think that's still reasonable? There's no judgment there. It's just a question.
No, I think that'll probably stick around there.
Cool. Transportation, 132. That's
just what it.
The most it will ever be.
Yeah, exactly. It will never be higher unless I'm taking a lot of lifts that week.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking lots of lifts, I'm not going to be hitting the max on the MTA, so it won't matter.
It'll even out. Incidentals, you have a $50 a month target on that.
Which most of the time is way too much. It's just
right now you're going to be spending
life comes
a lot.
at you fast.
Life does come at you fast. And you ordered a bed.
I did order a bed, but moving was already full, so I decided to throw it in.
It was full.
It was full of money that had been spent. Because it turns out that when you pay a security deposit, that is double what you've already saved.
It goes fast.
It goes real fast.
You had the money, yes. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So incidentals, you're fine with that target being what it is, because that's not going to change, but we should probably put some more money in that category. But he also is cashing in early on some Christmas presents from his kind, lovely sister and our dad to help make sure that his apartment is furnished. So we could probably buy your desk. You can talk Dad into buying your chair. Moving, that's all the funds that you need to spend on the act of moving, right? You maybe need to get there may be a few fees for turning on services like your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And maybe Con Ed, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be real.
And if anything, I would just kind of roll that into
the actual category.
The actual category and just cover overspending.
All right.
The home budget, I think, is perfect where it's at because it's just going to take me long enough to go there occasionally, but not enough that I have to go too often.
Okay, so that is the updates that need to be made due to moving.
Yes.
Your life moving.
Yeah. It's just.
Did you already pay your first month's rent?
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be for next month's rent.
Well, yeah, so we just need to, actually, so I could technically take some of the moving costs and,
recategorize it?
We'll pay that off with, the,
or you want to move this into the moving?
Yeah.
Well,
we've already...
So we'll move this back into ready to assign, is what...
Yes,
and
we can do that.
So I learned this the other day, you can Shift, Z, boom, snoozed. That's where snoozing comes in handy, because you don't technically need to fund this. But you want to fund it next month.
Yeah, and next month will be nice because we'll have a prorated thing because we only got the keys today, so we're only starting to pay rent today.
Today is November 11th. I don't know when this video is going to go up.
Oh yeah, true.
But so they moved in halfway through the month, and so in December they'll be paying a prorated rent amount, which is nice. That's nice timing. You already spent so much money this month; it wouldn't feel like a break.
No, it's just a slightly less large amount of money I'm already spending on everything else.
So next month it'll feel like a little break. Okay. Are there any other changes that need to be made are there any new expenses that you haven't accounted for? Is there any additional things you'd like to be saving for as far as the house goes?
So, phone. was a new expense. We already covered that.
Yeah.
Utilities.
Phone. Let's look we'll move into December so we can see it without all the spending that's happened. Utilities is updated. Your rent is updated. Phone is updated. Groceries is updated. Everything else is the same pretty much.
And will be played with as we go.
Yes.
I don't think I need to make any other, like, is there anything you can think of that I would be missing?
Not in relation to the move. But there's also the factor of Kenny got a raise because he got a promotion not too long ago. And so there is also, we can look at it from a perspective of what other targets can change because you'd like to spend more money on these things. And
Yes.
I was thinking that'd be more these things.
Yes, the goals.
Oh, also we can turn this off after
this month. Yeah.
After this month, so we can edit and delete that target, which means your life is just, that's how much your life costs.
Yeah.
Is that math still math?
That's still mathing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
So we can make updates now in December with your new raise in mind now that you're through your expensive November. If you'd like. If you'd like to look at that.
I would.
All right. So how much money do you make a month or a week even now?
So probably about 700.
Take home.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing the take home.
All right.
Let's call it 750.
750 take home a week, right?
Yeah.
So we'll bank it on a 4-week month. Sometimes there's 5.
Sometimes there's that.
That's nice.
That sneaky little 5.
But I prefer to stick to the 4 just because then it feels like
those
you're
awful,
like, I'm rich.
And there's those awful Februaries that have 3.
And you're like, it usually ends up being 4 still, but it's not a fun 4.
It's not a fun.
So
4.
that is about $3,000 a month.
3,000.
Yeah. And so your targets are at about $2,400 a month.
So I got some playing.
You got some playing money. Also, I would say we probably definitely want to leave a buffer because first month in a new apartment.
I'm gonna have a lot of stuff.
Things are gonna be moving.
But I also have lots of ready to assign.
You have lots of ready to assign. That is true. But also, for as far as your targets, we wouldn't necessarily want to take them all the way up to 3,000
right now.
No, we
want to have some wiggle room, so I'm saving.
Yeah, knowing that I just remember we forgot that that other plan you signed up for with the Disney Plus and the Hulu and that stuff. So that's another just
$10.
Those little things are going to move around a lot in the next month or so. So we want to leave you some space for those targets to adjust.
Yeah.
But we can also bump up some things decently.
Yeah.
With lots of room with this new promotion that you got.
So if we want to say leave $200 of buffer room.
Minimum. Yeah.
Minimum. We have
about $400. Yeah.
Or $300 to $400 of wiggle room.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is I need to be realistic with the drinking budget.
That's super fair. I also have that problem.
So that one, let's just call it 100. Because I don't think, if you go through, I think you would find the history of drinking to always be over. Do you know how
to check that? If you look at reflect, income versus expenses, this is the whole year so far. Oh, we're in the way.
We are.
Let me move us. So drinking, your average spent for the year is $120 a month.
Yes.
But some months you didn't spend anything.
But some months, if you go back.
Oh my goodness, those are the bad months.
The bad. So that one, the $300 one. I was going to the same bar like every day.
Is that by your work?
Yeah, it's right next to work, and yeah, literally going like on Tuesday I would go with one friend, on Thursday I'd go with a different friend, and then on Friday I'd go with both of those friends. That was a expensive month, and that's with us trading off who pays every time. So, do we want to leave it at 100, or do you want to beef it up a little? Let's call it at 100, because most of the time, I'm not drinking as much as that bad month, and I feel like that's really bumping up the average. It is. I feel like 100 will cover me most of the time. That's true. I feel like little treats is fine, because again, it's little treats. Little treats. I don't if you're going to be cooking at home more. Yes, I don't. But also, like, now that I have my own place and I'm not with a crazy roommate, I don't need little treats to keep my sanity, which is good. That is good. That's good. Okay. And I can have my own trash can. There was a time where he needed to hide his trash in the room because of his crazy roommate. That was fun. Let's bump up gaming. I was going to say gaming. Let's call it $50. Just cause.
Games cost money.
Games cost so much money. Way too much money.
I'm trying to find a good spot for us, but I'm just going to have to
We're
keep
just
moving us
always
around.
going to be slightly in the way, and that's
All right,
okay.
little treats you feel good.
Yeah, little treats I feel
so
good.
That's good.
Go home budget is great. I love where it's at.
Yeah, you have this after you just had a trip home.
Yeah, I just had a trip home.
Ago.
I did have extra money I had rolled into it because I parlayed a trip home with a bachelor party that I had been saving for separately from the go home budget.
So then it would be that bachelor party probably costs way more than going home ever would.
And so after that increase, what are we looking at here?
You're at $24.69. Nice.
$24.69. So with the unknown certainty of where student loans are going to reside,
right?
I was kind of wanting to bump up how much I was spending on those quite massively, so that either A, if they are just stalled in forbearance until, let's say, January for some random reason.
I think it might be, there's a chance it's maybe even longer, but, it depends on what January looks like, if you know what I mean.
But I wanted to increase that one up to like $300.
Yeah.
Because like in my most pessimistic
outlook,
I think that's around what they would require me to pay.
Yeah.
And so if I'm already spending that much and they start telling me to do it, I will do so begrudgingly. But if they tell me a little less, then it's like, haha, I'm already paying that.
Haha. Yeah. So that, you can do that comfortably.
Yeah.
So you got room for that.
I got room.
With your new rent and everything.
Do we want to bump up the phones so slightly because of I forgot about the $10 a month thing?
Yeah, so you want to bump it up to, let's just call it 70 just to be really safe.
And then it'll roll over.
And then maybe it will be too much. You'll be like, I got to take this. I saved way too much money for this bill.
Oh, no. How dare I save too much money?
Oh, no.
I hate that. I hate saving money. As you can tell by my high yield, I hate it.
Okay.
And then usually after that, I just let kind of stuff roll over.
Like stuff kind of just happen.
Yeah. And then if I notice that month to month I am vastly outspending a category,
then we'll bump it up. Yeah. So that puts you at $26.22, which is still just about, like we said, $400 under what your lowest paycheck month would be.
If I'm having a bad month, but I'm about to hit my very good months.
Yeah, so it's about to be good months for the next few months. You're going to be busy. So there you go.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to change? Any other things you've been pondering?
Well, Miss Budget Lady, what would you say that I need to start budgeting for? That I'm not currently getting.
I'd say, I know you're planning on being at your place for a while.
At least a year.
At least a year. But now you've seen how much moving costs.
Yeah, so I could start saving.
Yeah, and you'd be moving more stuff next time, so you'd want to...
True, because I am buying a bed. And I'll have to move it next time versus just having it delivered.
Yes.
So I could start setting aside some money for moving.
Just to have that fund going in the background, so when it comes time to move again, you'll either just have it all already, or you'll decide not to move, and that'll be a fun little bonus at the end of the year next year. If you decide to live in that apartment for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't think we will.
I don't think you will either. All right, so how much? You want to match it with the go home category and just do 25?
25, and then what, weekly, or is that? Because go home is monthly. Yeah. 25.
I would say.
But I feel like if we are only saving $25 a month, that's a very small moving budget.
Well, how much do you think you'd like to have at the end of your lease towards moving if you decide to move? Want to ballpark like 500?
Yeah, let's do that. About 500.
500, and then we'll go yearly by, see, look at us, in the way.
Always in the way.
October 31st, 2025. And then we'll save that target, 45, 46 a month.
That's such a random number.
It is, I hate it.
That's why I usually just do a blanket 50.
You want to just make it 50?
Just make it 50.
I also usually do that.
It hurts my brain to look at needing to save a certain amount of cents. Just save the dollars.
Sure, last month I want to set aside another 50. Boom. Now you'll have more than you need. $50 a month, and then it'll just build up, and you'll have over 500 by the time. And then you'll have options if you hit the end of your lease and you're like, I can't live here anymore.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. All right. Utilities are probably going to be slightly more expensive than that, I imagine.
Yeah, you want to bump it a little?
I don't know. I feel like that's one of those ones where
It could go either way.
Yeah, bumping it up now makes not much sense
Yeah.
versus bumping it up later.
Yeah, you just let it play out for a month or two and see what happens.
Yeah, figure out what the actual lived reality is.
It'll probably be like January before you have like one full month of everything. And then in the summer, it's going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
And then you can use your incidentals budget to get yourself an AC unit before it gets too hot.
Yeah.
So you're going to need that.
I'm going to need that.
Yeah. So, is that everything?
I think so.
I think so as well. It looks good. You feel good with this number? So
I feel
excited.
great. But look at all that money still and ready to assign.
I know.
Cool.
It's true. Do you want to assign it?
Yeah. I like having the big number.
He just pulls it from ready to assign as it gets spent.
Because it's just money that's ready to assign. And if it gets big enough, I throw it in the high yield.
That's true.
Right now it's not big enough. Because I've got a lot of expenses that are going to be
Oh, you also have your
incidental.
utilities that you don't need to pay them this month, right? Or do you want to leave
I'm going to
this?
have to pay those this month, aren't I?
I guess that's true. I guess you can leave this for
setting up and
all the whatever fees come your way once you guys get your stuff set up.
Yeah. But wait, what number did we decide on for student loans?
300. Do you want to put it up to 300 now?
Yeah.
Boom.
Cool.
Anything else you want to do while we're here?
I can't think of anything.
No.
Because
I need to request you for the groceries I bought you yesterday.
Oh,
I keep
you
forgetting.
do.
But that's more than enough.
And I'm probably going to need to add more money to groceries.
Yeah, because do you want to do a Costco run on Friday for your new place?
I'm going to buy so many Dots
I
pretzels.
knew you were going to say Dots pretzels.
Like 5 bags. I've
So
got my own house. I've got my own room.
One cabinet, just Dots pretzels.
No, my whole closet. I don't need anything else in the closet when I got Dots.
All right. I think that's it then. That's how much it costs for him to be a boy in New York City.
A single boy.
A single boy in New York City.
New York City.
Could it be a little cheaper? Yeah. Probably.
Sometimes you pay an extra price. Because what we didn't mention about my place is it's like right there.
It's literally
like
if I squinted real hard, I could definitely see it.
So it's like I'm
60 full second walk to my place. So
it's a long, arduous trip down the stairs and then up a couple stairs.
Yeah. So it is nice to have him nearby. So he's paying a premium for a nice neighborhood.
Very nice neighborhood, near family, but I'm paying a lot of money for the privilege, and I still have to have a roommate.
Yeah.
But at least I know this roommate. I work with this person.
You know, she's employed. All right. Well, that is all from us then. A single boy in New York City. That's how much it costs. Thanks very much for hanging out with us. That's all. I'll see you on Friday.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Smash that notification bell. No, I don't like that one.